Welcome back to everyone's favorite general topic conversation, the To Be Continued podcast. I'm your host, Troy, with my co-host, Mr. Traditional Cannon.
Subscribe to the Patreon, you son of a bitch. I swear to God, if you motherfuckers don't go ahead and subscribe to the Patreon, follow us on Twitter, hit us, hit us on the you know what it is. If you understand, you understood. Cannon.
I think I gotta catch my breath. And we're back. We had to do a little shortcut there. A little bit stronger of a start than we had expected. What brought that on, man?
I'm not gonna lie. I started saying words, and those words just didn't connect in the way that I wanted them to. So I lost all sense of thought. Just started making sound effects. But I mean, like I said, if they understand, they understood.
Well, you know, I think it's important to acknowledge that this is the beginning of a new year for us, and we have our own goals for the podcast, as well as, you know, our personal resolutions for the year. And definitely the goal we want to have the most complete by the end of the year for the podcast is just have fun with it. You know, it's like believe in what we believe in and, you know, have fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely having a grand old time over here. You know, I'm very much enjoying it. And I'm hoping you guys out there listening are enjoying it as well. Because that's what we're all here for. Just have a good time, have fun while we can. There's a lot of things, unfortunately, are more business and pleasure. And we're here to give a little pleasure to your ears with consent.
So I want to go ahead and bring up our first topic starter here, because I couldn't help but think about this before I came over. What the fuck is a snack? Right? I know this is like a really simple question to a lot of people, but I was making myself a little snack on the way over here. Just like some rice, some seaweed, and a hot dog, whatever. And I was like, why do we have snacks, right? Why do we not just sit down and eat a meal? Or like consider it even just a small amount of food, just like a meal, right? They say that we're supposed to have 6 meals in a day. You know, it's like the optimal thing. You have small meals throughout the day. But a meal nowadays is like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So what is a snack anymore?
And I have no idea what a snack is, outside of just the flirtatious capabilities of the word. But what you described to me, I didn't know a hot dog was a snack at all. In this case, I haven't had a meal in quite a while, because every now and then I'll eat like a hot dog or two and be like, yep, that was dinner. Apparently I was wrong. I was just having a snack.
I mean, like, yeah, a hot dog could be a meal, right? Like you can whip up a hot dog, throw some chili, some peppers, whatever you want to throw on it, and that you call that a meal. But when I was putting it together on my way over here, it's like eats in the car, I was just like, this is a snack. And I just couldn't help but weirdly think about how that definition just doesn't make any sense anymore.
Is it a snack when you plan on eating more within a short period of time?
Yeah, that's a good point. If I'm planning to have another meal afterwards.
Yeah.
I guess, yes, that makes a snack. But like if I go to an all-you-can-eat buffet and eat like 2 plates of food and still be like going to dinner afterwards, that's not a snack.
No, you had a snack before you drive over to dinner.
2 plates of food at an all-you-can-eat buffet?
Yeah, I mean, some people are just like, let me eat this, entire foot-long, sub or something. That was a nice little snack. I'm like, motherfucker, no, it wasn't. That's 2 meals for me.
Yeah.
And this the difference is just, and it's probably in comparison to the person itself, right? Because depending on how much you eat and depending on how much I eat, like a snack is maybe an entire plate of food for one of us.
Maybe a snack doesn't even exist, right? Maybe it's just a denial of eating a meal's worth of food. It's just like, yeah, 3 goldfish you can consider a snack, but
that's torture.
But for some people, my son, he'd be like, oh, that's good. I don't need any more than that. So maybe it's just a denial of like calling it a meal.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think that's very dumb at any point. I myself don't snack Because there's always that concept of I'm just going to snack throughout the day. I'm not going to really eat anything too heavy. It's going to be a little light. I'm just going to have a piece of celery here. I'm going to have a couple grapes there throughout the day. I'm just like, what the hell, you're just eating. You're just finding an excuse to eat throughout the entire day. You're just making it seem like a bunch of small things where you just combined it all. You had 3 full meals.
Yeah, for sure. This is why it just doesn't make sense anymore. At least to me, the English language, you know, a bunch of dumb things happen when you consider what words actually mean and not just using them in social settings, right? Because I recently learned that buffalo is a full sentence, and I'm just like, what is our language, right? Because it means like a buffalo from Buffalo, like buffaloes, like a tackle, another buffalo from Buffalo.
Nope.
No.
I'm good. This is why I don't value words, man. This is why I don't give a fuck about words. And it's hilarious because I was thinking about this last night and just my understanding of I don't give a fuck what words really mean because just the value and wide disparity of whom's using it, it can just mean whatever they want it to mean. So I'm just like, I don't care about words typically because the meaning of it is all lost and has no real significant value to me anymore. So buffalo is a nonsense sentence that would get you smacked in the face by me this year.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you that it is a nonsense sentence, but you know, it's one of those things where I can't help but appreciate the fact that we started off learning this language, because if you're trying to learn English, I just don't think it would make any sense to you for a long time.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Going around trying to learn English and you hear something like that and you just hear the other varying words and the structures of the sentences to try to figure out exactly how it is. It is a complicated language for really no reason whatsoever. A lot of things are much more simplified in varying languages, and it's just straightforward and it's very easy to remember. And I don't know why American English is like this.
I will say though, while I hate the structure of English a lot of the times, to me, the worst thing is when a sentence could mean more than one thing. So like in other languages, sometimes you could have a word mean like horse or mom based off like the text around it. I know that's in like Chinese, like the tone of your voice matters, right?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to really understand that? Just like you could be saying like the boat goes down the river or school bus just picked up a kid. And how am I supposed to know that?
Well, you're going to have to use, hopefully, the context clues. Where are you currently located? Is there a river nearby? Do they have kids? It's a big guess.
At least for me in English, that's like the one focus point that I like. Is a lot of words don't tend to mean more than one thing. We just make up another word.
Yeah.
But, the structure of everything sucks. I'll say that. There's the way we speak. It's very weird when you actually think about it.
I mean, you hear me on this opening. That was structure.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't think of the proper sentence structure. Just like English, that still makes sense. So cool.
No.
I've tried to learn other languages, and I feel like knowing English also sets you apart from being able to pick up other languages. Because there's almost nothing that's similar to it, in my opinion. You can learn like Spanish, right? But Spanish is similar to French, so you can jump from Spanish to French. And then you can jump from Spanish and French to like Portuguese, which is kind of like a mixture of those. If you know like Korean, you could pick up like Chinese and Japanese. If I know English, what else am I going to pick up? Like Nordic?
You're going to pick up UK English.
And then, more English.
Canadian.
I'm going to go from English to UK English to UK Scottish to...
Then you just jump over to Canadian, then from Canadian you go to French, then from French you go back to Spanish, and that's how you insert your way across the globe. Just that's how you do it.
I don't feel like Canadian English is French though. I feel like they just learn French.
From Canada, you go straight to France.
What Canadian words are there? Because like like a lift is an elevator, right? What Canadian word would mean something else?
I don't know. Maybe I swear I've heard some Canadian words that mean other things, and I can't remember them right now. And because they're all from YouTube videos of someone who is Canadian saying something to someone who's married an American, but I have no idea what they are. I can't remember.
'Cause I feel like every time I've heard of like Canadian words being different, it's just because they call something a little bit different. Like instead of Girl Scout cookies, it's like Girl Troop cookies. Or like a Mountie is like a guard, I guess. I don't know, national security. I don't know what a Mountie actually is, but you know, it's just like an officer, right?
Yeah, I want to say that. I don't know, the boot being the trunk of a car.
Is that? Yeah,
That's a
I guess.
Canadian.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. You got an example. Is that Canadian though? Or is that UK English?
Is it Canadian? Is it UK? Is it? It's. I don't know if they both use it. I have no idea. I'm not Canadian enough.
We need to get an English professor on here that has like explored the English language and where it originated from, so we know what's actually like territorial.
Hey, Mr. Philippi, if you still out there, my boy, I need you to come on the podcast right now. That's the homie, Mr. Philippi. You know who he is.
You know, we are looking for 3 guests this year. We're not exactly sure who we want on yet, but if you can riff with us, maybe we'll get you on here. Send us a message via like YouTube, Spotify, Patreon, Twitter. Like, hit us up.
Dude, Mr. Philippi will be roasting kids in class. He can definitely hang. Mr. Philippi, the homie, invited me to freaking Thanksgiving dinner. I was like, that's a little weird. I'm a student. But okay, thanks.
How do you feel about your teachers being friendly in school? Because I think in college it's one thing where it's like you could be cool with your teachers, but in high school it's kind of like, are you lonely?
There were definitely cases. She wasn't even like my teacher. It was a photography teacher, and I didn't take photography, but she wanted to be really friendly with the students. And like during like study period, I could go to her class because she didn't have class at that period and just hang out there. And I thought that was really out of nowhere because it didn't make any sense to me. But I don't know. Some teachers are like friendly just because they really love their job, sort of thing. They're like, oh, we want to show you how enjoyable it is, and you can take this in the outside life and stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't want to see you outside of this classroom. To be honest.
I mean, there are definitely teachers that I enjoyed and said, you know, I could tell that you really enjoy your job and that you're connecting with the students. But then there are teachers that are like, I don't know, early 20s that bring in like their Nintendo Switch to like play Super Smash Brothers with their kids. And I'm just like, is this like your only thing? Do you not actually hang out with other people?
Is that he's got his own kid at home, but he doesn't like that kid. And he's trying to connect to it. He's at the stepchild, and he's trying to find a way in. So what do I do? I guess I can use my entire classroom of children to figure out how I'm going to actually connect with them.
You must get some burnout if you have a kid at home and you teach kids.
Yeah.
Because like even just like a kid at home can be so much stress, and you're just like, please leave me alone sometimes. But then when you have 30 of them all day, I don't think I could tune that out at some point. Like I would not be fit to be a teacher. I'd just be like, all right, y'all need to shut up.
That's the kind of teacher I would be. The way I talk in the podcast is how I talk in the classroom.
But you'd burn out after like 2 classes then.
Yeah. That's why I only have 2 classes.
I have 6 study halls. I have 2 advanced classes where we just teach podcasting.
Yeah, I'd be an AP teacher, right? And I would have 2 classes a day, and that would be it. Because after that, I'm liable to be very, very aggressive to the kids, and we don't need another lawsuit.
After your 2 classes teaching, you just go out and you're like, all right, guys, we're gonna like do some workshop or something. Something where you guys are like focused on anything but me.
I need an assistant. I would need an assistant teacher to basically take over the next class or 2.
You're going to be the teacher that runs a study hall but leaves the classroom the whole time?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm going to run out to Wendy's. You guys want anything?
Too bad. Give me the money. I'm not going to buy it. That's why I got to be a professor, because then I can not care.
How do you feel about the fact that in America, right, we don't pay our teachers that much, right? But like overseas, a lot of times they're making like the same as like a doctor would, because teachers are really important. But for whatever reason, we just don't care.
I don't know. I've definitely heard plenty of complaint about the pricings and varying wages that teachers get. I actually have a friend who's a teacher, and she teaches like fucking preschool, elementary school sort of thing, and I like would love more funding. It would be very beneficial, but she makes do with what she's got. They should be paid more. I mean, they are educating the future generations for people going for their entire country and stuff. So it'd be great if they were intelligent somewhat. But at the same time, you can just start up a YouTube channel at the age of 12 and become extremely successful. So a lot of education going forward, negligible.
I agree. It's definitely negligible, and you can definitely make a lot of money early on in your life nowadays. Kids really understand how to connect over the internet.
You can have a 20-year Twitch career and make just figures on figures, and never having just a GED.
But I still want to like get our teachers paid more or educated better, because I think while the students are learning more, I'm not sure our curriculums to educate educators are really getting that much better, because we have like our requirements of getting the degree or whatever, learning the history or the math or the English. But I think if we just put in a class on like morality and like ethics, right, we would see a big jump in how everyone treats each other, pays the teachers more, really puts education, technology combined. It's not just going to be like this disparity between, textbooks and iPads and kids who know how to trade crypto.
My God. Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be great to see if we can just all kind of come together, pay the teachers more so we can educate, the youth better. But I can also just 360 no-scope a guy and get paid like $1,000 just because of a 10-second clip.
Dude, I want to know where you're getting that money, because I got a lot of clips. I mean, I'm not quite that young anymore, but I'm sure I could figure it out. Give me a day to no-scope 360. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I bet you could. I bet you could. But no, it'd be great. It'd be great for everyone to. I think a morality class would be very useful, and just a general class of how to act like a normal fucking person in society would be great. So please stop caring about like varying bullshit. Bullshit classes. PE is nice, I guess. It's useful to get kids out there, get active. We're all about getting active, but just other classes are just more important. And just having classes and the curriculum change based off the things that are happening currently in the world are very useful. I'm not gonna lie, I took history because I had to. I don't remember history. Not very much. I know plenty of people that spout a bunch of historical facts and things, and I'm just like, cool, but some shit, but it's not beneficial in any way to the situation. You just answered a question that I could have just looked at myself. Who cares?
Absolutely. A lot of that isn't even like learning. Even the other day, I had a trivia show pop up, right? And they were like, name like the first 5 presidents. And I was like, ooh, obviously George Washington's the first. Everyone knows that because it's the first.
Yeah, because I watch Hamilton.
But then the second, I'm like, something Adams?
Yeah, John Adams.
But the point is, like, that's we drop off so hard on, like, what we actually retain, because it's not learning. It's just, like, memorization.
Yeah, it happened, and it's not going to change.
I mean, like, can you even name the top 5 or just the first 2?
No, I can name the first 2. I think Thomas Jefferson was
right. You're just gonna start naming people that were alive at the time. It's like, I think Benjamin Franklin was a president.
I'm pretty confident Benjamin Franklin wasn't a president.
He's like, yeah, guys, we gotta put light bulbs in, so I need to be president.
Yeah, I need to be president so I can fund these light bulbs. But no, it's just a lot of things that just aren't really extremely necessary anymore, and just helping the youth navigate the current styles and political values and things, and just understanding the economy. People that don't understand how money works is just too. There's too many of them. Too many of them don't understand the actual importance of a dollar and what it does for you and how you actually spend it and how economic growth works. And that kind of upsets me a little bit because they're just throwing it around.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I mean, I think the current debt crisis in America is really going to hit us hard because we haven't taught monetary knowledge all that well. I mean, you can look over past like 30 years, our revenue for America overall really hasn't changed. Like, we pretty much make like $5 trillion a year, whatever it is, right? But our debt has gone from like $2 trillion to like $30 trillion in the past 30 years. How the heck are we supposed to keep up with that if our money isn't actually increasing, right?
We need to just really gather around all the people currently, probably within the age range of probably like 20 to 26. I think 26 is probably the cutoff, depending on attractiveness, of course. And we all
you're gonna have to start rating 0 to 10 in like elementary, middle, high school, and then when you get to college, that's your final rating. So you better glow up.
Yeah, that's like, I'm just saying, from that age range of like 20 to 26, it can be increased depending on attractiveness, and just have all of them open OnlyFans accounts, and we use that money to get out of our debt.
First class in college. All right, guys, I need you to go to this other room. We're going to have you start going to the gym. Girls, you don't need to do much. We're just going to sign you up here and, maybe post a selfie. You'll get paid.
Yeah, they're going to start giving out TikTok classes if they haven't already. That could be a legitimate college course right now.
I honestly believe social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook classes exist.
Yeah, various influence courses are things that are probably getting sold out, for one.
Sold out. You gotta pay to go to this class.
Yeah, you gotta pay the course fee.
Well, when you say sold out, it's like a concert ticket.
Yeah,
it's like you're in seat A1.
Yeah, like it gets sold out. Like there's no more seats available. That class is completely full. While like other classes like trigonometry and varying rocket physics and stuff,
they pay you to sit down.
Yeah, there's like we don't get people, and we're going to be completely gone.
Like, guys, we paid a lot of money for this teacher. We need somebody in his class.
Yeah, there's like, what's the point of going to those very specialized, varying classes and such that take years upon years and years to learn, if you can get paid just as much, if not more, in something you can learn maybe in a year's time?
I mean, that's fair. I actually think a lot of our generation are going to try and retire early as well. I think it's one of those things where we're going to see a big gap between 30 and like 70-year-olds, where a large number of our generation's going to retire early and then just work on things for fun. That's just going to be like, yeah, I retired at like 32 off of TikTok, but now I'm like a climate change advocate. I own like several water plants and climate wind turbines to really help the planet out. I got like a $500 million from my OnlyFans, so I kept like $100 million, put the other money into good use.
Yeah, and they're not gonna have any like actual skills to transfer down to the kids that they're gonna inevitably have. So those kids are gonna start off at a detriment simply because they won't have been taught just normal everyday things that they should know. They're going to have to hire someone to do that, but they're within the same vein of that generation. They're not going to know shit.
But they will have money.
Yeah, they will have money. They will have the funds to go and buy a bunch of shit.
It's like, well, I mean, I guess we could hire a private tutor. I don't think the private tutors are getting taught that well. We still haven't installed that morality class, so good luck. But hey, I know this guy that's doing an NFT project. Just throw somebody in that. Maybe that'll work out.
Yeah, if anything, that's the tutor. Like, the tutor will just show you how to do varying currencies, how NFTs work, how to get 1 million followers. That's the tutor. Those are the kind of classes they're going to be taking. He's like, this is how I made my money. It's your turn now.
Dude, that'd be dope. I would love to like hire, I don't know, like Joe Rogan to come into our podcast. Be like, all right, guys, this is how you make a podcast. First off, just stop trying to make a good podcast. Just say whatever you want. You know what's his famous lines? Like the water's making the frogs gay or something.
I have no idea. I've never watched the Joe Rogan podcast or any podcast whatsoever. Joe Rogan, if you want to come on the podcast, go ahead. Hit me up on the PayPal.
Hit me up on the PayPal.
Vimeo that shit. Give me a couple things. We'll hash out the details of how much you got to pay me. Come on over. You got to pay for your own ticket and shit. I'm not paying for your flight over here, or you fly me out.
That's right. If you're above a certain level, you have to pay to come onto our podcast.
You have the money. We don't.
It's okay. I know, like your usual fee is like 20,000-30,000. I'm sure we'll take like $500.
I mean, I was gonna just knock down a zero off of the end of that.
I'll take $1,000. My co-host will take another $1,000. So
yeah,
$2,000. It's a pretty good deal to be on our podcast.
Plus, you pay for all your flight and your hotel, room and board and all of that, transportation, and we've got a deal. You can come on up, shell out, tell us what's up, see what happens.
I will say I would probably pay like Gus and Eddie to be on our podcast and teach us how to do this because I'm just a big fan, man. Big fan.
We could afford it if you guys would subscribe to the Patreon. If you guys subscribe to the Patreon, then hey, maybe good old Joe Rowe will swing on by, get on the podcast after he pays us, of course. But at least I'll reduce the fee.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap up here. As he said, make sure to subscribe to the Patreon. Subscribe on Spotify to get notifications of when new podcasts drop as well. If you're not on the Patreon, you can get all the free episodes there. YouTube, we upload everything there as well. Check out our Twitter at @ToBeContinuedPod. We appreciate all you guys, and we'll see you next time.
All right, yeah. Take it easy.